All right, so we are on air, and we have characters. Does anybody want to maybe just go left to right across the character sheet and kind of introduce whatever you know about your character? If you don't know much, that's fine.
All right. So Emeria goes by she, her, and she's the playbook type beast, which is basically like your standard barbarian raised by wolves, doesn't get civilization, is trying to fit in, but is kind of resistant about it. Rather than wolves, she was raised by fierce predatory birds on Feather Death Island, and she eventually grew bored with being like hanging around with birds all day because she met this really charming, like world knowledgeable songstress that travels out the island singing songs, and they had a hot affair, and then she left. And after a little while, Emeria thought, "I'm gonna chase her," and then she left as well, and ended up on our as yet to be named Lesbian Island Paradise Haven. And she's always looking for new challenges, adventure, and to like move around a lot. So she maybe meets the songstress again.
Cool. Do you know her name?
I did not think about that. I'm gonna say I watched The Good Wife a while ago, so I'm gonna say Kalinda.
Kalinda. Okay. Steven, could you introduce us to Freyja?
Yeah, I'm playing Freyja, the she/her, the spooky witch. I commune with the dead and other beasts of the sea out here in the islands. I have a helpful spectral eel that lives inside the eye socket of my missing eye. The usual type of thing. Yeah, and I imagine I spend a lot of my time tending to the dead, negotiating with the various creatures and threats surrounding our lesbian pirate home. But I'm generally kind of the outsider within the community.
So, tell me about these spirits that you commune with. Are they? Does everybody know they exist?
I mean, it's a little bit hard to like refuse to acknowledge they exist when like I have a spectral eel that occasionally like darts out of my head. But I think on the island, at least, that there's a general acceptance they exist. I think this is one of the few places where you're not burned at the stake for going for like having a spectral eel that darts out of your head and enjoying chats with the ghosts of dead ancestors.
So that's how you communicate. You use you did name him, didn't you? Albert.
What was that?
So is it Albert who's kind of is like the go-between between you and the spirits, or
No, I actually have just because mechanically I actually have a bunch of moves that just say I can talk to stuff because I can speak with monsters. I think he's probably my go-between with sea beasts. I think that the language is a little bit convoluted, and honestly, I speak it with I can get by if I was a tourist, but I speak it with a pretty thick accent.
So are the spirits generally? I guess what I'm asking is why are you the person who speaks to spirits? Is this a thing that not everyone can do? Are they hostile to other people?
Yeah, I think it's something that you sort of have to be born with. I think that it's a pretty uncommon skill. Um And I think that there is there's a kind of range. I think that but generally, like spirits of the dead, when they're not angry or seeking out vengeance, are generally pretty safe to commune with. But then there are a lot of far, far older things that exist out there, and that's when you have to be careful.
Okay. So is it that is it more of a language thing? Can other people understand them or is it they're too weird and people are afraid? Or is it that they know they're dangerous and people are afraid, so they leave it to the expert?
I think that I feel like for spirits to actually manifest, they need someone like to manifest in a way that's visible to regular people. They need someone like me around.
Okay. And yeah, how about our swashbuckler?
Hey, I'm Joe. Pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Dominique Pignon. She's a swashbuckler, very much almost entirely inspired, but like most of my characters, based off the actual French swordswoman La Malpine, as looks like Kim Cattrall from Return of the Musketeers. Yeah, she's all about adventuring, action, passion, romance, leaving to repeat the process elsewhere. Um, very much like not like an outsider or weirdo like my two friends here. She gets along pretty much anywhere because she's just that charming, and she's like, oh, I'll rush in first, then figure it out later.
So how do you feel about hanging out with your two weird friends here?
I mean, everyone's got their thing, and they're very useful, and also sometimes very distracting because they're all so very attractive.
Um,
I mean, have you
you come
seen the
across.
size of Emeria's sword?
I have. There's a picture of it right there. It is an impressive sword.
The eel in the eyeball is a bit off-putting. However,
There are
I mean,
some
I
people
wear
who
an
are into
eye
that.
patch. I wear an eye patch when he's sleeping and taking a nap.
I know, and it's a good look. It's a really good look.
So if he's a spectral eel, do you take the eye patch off, or does he just like come out through it?
I mean, I feel like I usually take it off just to help wake him up, like the way you'd open up a curtain for someone that's trying to stay in bed.
Nice. So it's not that he can't go through it; it's that he sleeps when it's dark, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love this. Such a great. Okay, so the buns in this game work more like Monster Hearts than like Dungeon World. I don't think they're actually even called buns in Monster Hearts. They're just the questions that you ask in order to decide who starts out with strings on who. So, Emeria. Well, you know what? Pick two of them, and then maybe we'll make NPCs to fit the third one for each person.
All right. Who most reminds me of a beast? Give them a string. I think the woman with the spectral eel in her head is pretty badass. I've seen a lot of beasts with worms crawling out of them to make the association.
So the comparison is you're basically a rotting corpse.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an eel,
Amira is
not
a
a
very
worm.
simple person. It bears repeating, she was literally raised by birds, so she likes shiny things and she likes easy answers.
Have you tried to eat the eel?
No, it's impolite. It's obviously her catch.
Okay.
She caught it with her eye socket and everything. No, I'm doing the two of them now.
Yeah, if you want to just pick two and ask them, and then like everyone will have one left over, and maybe we'll come up with some NPCs to fit those.
Okie dokie. I'm saying that Dominique has seen me at my most bestial.
So Dominique has a string on Emeria, and
what was that
Freyja
like?
also has a string on Emeria.
What, like, because I presume it's more than just your beast form.
Yeah, I'll say that it's so wild that it's not even my beast form at all. It was just this one time I got so pissed off with, and I don't know how to, I'm kind of thinking of what could piss me off so much. I think I saw this guy who was selling exotic birds, like putting them in cages from one island on their archipelago and just selling them as pets. And I literally tore his arm out of his socket, like of his shoulder. Like I just straight up pull it off. And I beat him with it. In a cartoony way. Is that too much? Did I cross the line
No, it's
on-
good. It's good.
That's pretty bestial.
And then I fed him to the birds.
You know, the birds got to eat.
Yeah. But not too much, otherwise it's going to ruin their feeding cycle. It's going to mess with the whole environment. Do I make up an NPC now for the third one?
Let's do the PC relationships first, I guess.
All right. Yeah, so those are mine too. I'm done.
All right. So Stephen, if you would pick two of those bonds questions and figure out which other PC answers those questions.
I have a very unwise idea for the second question, so I'm gonna pick the first and third. Who thinks you're not all that weird?
You get to choose.
Oh,
Although it sounds like Emeria, but
I mean, yeah, I somehow feel like I always just, whenever I see who is your touchstone for what normal is, like I almost always want to resist just giving it to like the one who's like not a werewolf.
yeah, a weird bird.
Yeah.
So do it. Make her.
Yeah.
I honestly think that as a touchstone, Dominique is a little bit she's a little bit too larger than life, honestly. Yeah, I honestly think that Emeria, as strange as she is, at least is my touchstone for how one fits into a society as an outsider.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's sweet. She's
And
very
we
down
take
to earth.
Yeah, and we take strings on each other. So you have a string on me, I get another string on you. Why don't you think I'm all that weird, Dominique?
Oh, I've been around. I mean, so you've got an eel in your eye. That's not that bad. I mean, I once slept with a girl that had like there was half fish up top. So it'd be very difficult to sleep other way. It's just very difficult.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you get a string on me.
All right. I got a tough choice for myself. All right, well, Freyja was who I was smitten with most recently.
The eel trick really just did it for you.
That's the eye patch.
Oh.
Girl, I like an eye patch.
Okay.
You make it work.
Good.
And like, I mean, you've got loose silk dress that billows when you fight. I mean, like, you're a sight. However, Emeria replaced them in my desire. So Emeria gets so you both get strings on me. I am fickle.
Mm-hmm.
Look, neither of you has as much flair as me. That's just what it comes down to. So
The entire point of your playbook is to be as fickle as possible.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
Cool. Yeah, okay. So who in the world does have almost as much flair as you?
Heck. Valeria. I can't think of a follow-up to that. Valeria the Red.
Cool. As I say, I have a list of pirate names I generated while sitting here, but none of them, they're not very good.
So that's what I'm going with. Valeria the Red.
I like that. Her name has a lot of flair, even.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe that's half of it.
Not even
right
like
there.
a redhead. It's very annoying.
Yeah, because then people always ask, why the red, and then she has a story, and it's a different story every time.
She wishes she could be as dramatic as me.
Is she from the Lesbian Pirate Republic, or is she a foreigner?
She's probably from here.
Okay. Cool.
She's like a rival adventuress. I'm like, oh, come on.
So,
and we've got that whole thing like, will they, won't they?
Yeah, and like,
have they?
Probably. I'm thinking maybe like each of you was smitten with the other, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
Like 2 years later, after you're long since over her, she suddenly decided that you were the hottest thing around, and like, no, I'm done with that. I keep scrolling back and forth and missing things. Yeah, Freyja, who have you watched secretly?
Naga, local ocean goddess. Yeah, it's like I said, I had a very poor idea.
Is she an actual goddess, or is that like her title?
No, that's she's an actual goddess. That's why it's a very poor idea to be. Like she has a spring on the island that she enjoys to come to and bathe in occasionally, and I stumbled on it once, and she's a 9-foot tall snake woman. So again, more reasons why this is a poor idea. But I've been coming back for reasons.
So the first time it was accidental.
Yeah. I'm going to say the other times are definitely accidental. Definitely.
Right, yeah. You just happen to keep coming by this spring when she happens to be there. It's just totally... does she... Well, you've secretly watched her. So does she know you exist and just don't know you're watching her? Or are you just like completely unknown to her?
Probably she knows I exist. Like I am the puny mortal who occasionally negotiates with her.
Okay.
As opposed to the puny mortals that she's a little bit more free to just like invite to an icy grave under the sea.
Yeah, okay. Definitely a person you want to watch secretly. Yeah, well, you guess what? You have a string on a god, so...
I feel like I need to set up that move where I can just give, as it says, let me see my move. You can choose one additional option by giving a dangerous spirit a string on you.
Well, that will for sure happen if she finds out that you've been watching her. Cool. Emeria, who most reminds you of Prey?
I'll say that there's this one wizard person who lives in a tower in the middle of the sea. They're like a weather person, wind, mentor sort of combo situation. And I just think they're soft, that they wear too many clothes, and that they never get out, and that they're too pale. So they remind me of Frey. They're just there. They just sit in the same place forever. I'm gonna call them. I want like a Zelda Wind Waker character. Oh, Arrow. That sounds nice. Arryll.
Awesome. And what happened when you're a bird person. So I assume you flew out to this tower at some point.
Yeah, sure.
Have you gone in?
I don't think I have. I think I've seen Arrow from afar, but I never managed to get quite close. And I'm not entirely in control when I'm in bird form. It's like I have to roll when I transform, so there's a chance that I'm gonna be a mess when I'm bird-like. But I guess I just feel drawn to it. Like whenever I get like some spare time after dealing with whatever trouble has afflicted our Lesbian Republic, I kind of fly over there. In the last couple of minutes in the transformation, I look down and I see Arrow just like overlooking the sea, and I'm like, ah, I want to kiss and or hurt them so bad.
So how do you know their name?
That's a very good question. I think I just asked around, honestly.
It's just there on their tower.
Oh.
They have their address posted out with like their name on it.
001, middle of the sea.
Dominique.
Yo.
You're leaving somewhere and going home, wherever home is, a little bit hungover after spending the night with, I don't know, somebody. Did you even get her name?
I'm sure at one point Julie or Susan or something with a few silent X's. Really makes the tongue twist.
One of those. Yeah, definitely one of those. Cool. Yeah, where is home?
Oh, I'm sure I've got like a room in a tavern. Like I don't have like own anything.
Right. Okay. But like Susan/Julie/person with a lot of X's in their name lives kind of out of town a bit. There's some like scrubby hills, and she's lives in this little house out there, like I don't know, some kind of fairy tale witch, which she might be. Hey, I don't know that you asked. But
she seemed perfectly fine when I met her.
Yeah. She was perfectly nice. She didn't, as far as you know, do any magic spells on you. You haven't turned into a toad. Everything's good. But it means that your walk home is kind of long, and the sun is very bright, and it's very, very hot. Like this is the hottest it's been in, I don't know. This is the hottest it's been all year, and you were walking through this like scrubby, hot, sunny hills when you happen to look over to your side and you see this very nice, cool looking little spring.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's as hot as it was like this past weekend, I'm totally just like Mr. Darbying it. Or Darcy? Yeah, Darcy.
There's nobody there. There's like some nice shady trees, nice cool clear water. You just got this place all to yourself.
Yeah, just take the boots and the gloves and the sword and the pants off and just dive in. The shirt's fine.
Yeah, you gotta rinse it off. Freyja, so when you go to this pool to spy on Naga, how do you know when she's going to be there? Is there like a schedule, or do you just like stop by frequently and see if she's there? Or
Yeah, I guess Naga tends to travel around with the trade winds. It's when there's an easterly wind blowing, Naga is generally quite literally blowing into town.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's an easterly wind blowing today. Very hot easterly winds blowing today. And do you usually go there before she gets there so you can like find a good hiding place, or do you wait until she's already there?
For myself, I'm always stumbling onto her. So I generally, it's generally, I can't stake the place out to assuage my own cognitive dissonance. Uh, I generally come after she has appeared. Not in that sense of the word, but
Right. Okay. Cool. So you I'm trying do you like do you see her passing by on her way there, or
I don't know, like I feel like it's a god we're talking about. She doesn't walk there.
right.
She just sort of erupts from the water.
That is the best. Yeah. I wasn't planning on getting there quite so soon, but Dominique, the water. You see, like, the water is kind of boiling up from the spring as usual. And then you see, like, that, like, the bubbling gets larger and larger, and the water, like, rises around you, and a 9-foot snake woman suddenly bursts into the spring.
Like whip my hair back because just like sort of like relaxing in there, looking up at her, and like I just do like the Spider-Verse. Hey.
Yeah. So the snake half of her body is in the water and kind of going back and forth the way like your hands do when you're treading water, and the human half is actually above the water, so she's kind of looming over you, and she looks down at you. She says, "Hello."
Good morning, I think. I see you looking to cool off as well, huh?
And your like lack of intimidation here is she kind of just looks at you like, who is this person and why are they not afraid of me?
I mean, shit.
And then she reaches down and like just picks you up and sets you on the shore.
Oh. Like wring out my shirt some.
Do you react to that at all? She's not like doing anything. She just set you down.
I'm like, I do like a bow. Dominique Pignon at your service. Whom do I have the pleasure of bathing with?
And
Normally I find out beforehand. Forgive me.
She nods and she looks at you like, you were quite an unusual human. And you can see this shining tail swishing back and forth in this water. And I think you were both conscious at the same time of, well, very, very sensual movement. And also, she could coil that around you and crush you at any time.
I'm sure. But like, I'm used to dangerous situations like this.
You
So,
are. Yep. And she just says, "This is my spring right now. If you wish to use it, you can come back in a few hours."
I'm here right now. And there's plenty of spring for both of us. I mean, if you want, like, I can make sure to stay away from you, or we could get closer. I mean, I'm game.
What is the equivalent of turn them on? Because I think that
I think
it's
it's
obviously what you're doing. Entice. There we go. Yeah. Why don't you roll entice?
I'm looking at my thing. Let's see. No, my personal moves. Nope. All right. So entice is heart. My heart is a 1, I believe. Yes. So let's see. Did that thing where they spun but they stayed the same?
I hate when they do that.
Do you want me to reroll select it again?
I don't know what the
If they spun and they stay the same, that means you got the same results.
Okay. Because sometimes we deal with it and it just feels like a glitch.
I've had that happen a lot. I was playing Night Witches last night, and I don't know, the dice were just like, did they roll? Did they not roll? What, why do I keep moving? Why are they not spinning? It was very weird. And I realized this morning that I had my ad blocker on, and that was probably what was interfering with it. But I felt like I was cheating because I kept re-rolling, and then they would show up and roll twice.
Did I turn my ad blocker off? Because I totally have one.
That usually, I think it's like U block that I know interferes with them.
I definitely use U block, so.
Yeah.
Well, I turned it off and I refreshed, so. Do you care if I hit rerolls? Just.
Yeah, go ahead.
If it stays the same, we keep it, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, it did not stay the same that time, so. It's wildly different, which is, I got a 10 instead of the 4.
Okay, let me look at that move. I probably should see what the result of that is.
Entice. When you appeal to someone's physical romantic sensibilities, roll heart. Gain a string on that. On 10 plus, gain a string on them, and they choose one from the list below.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's pretty much like the turn someone on from Monster Arts.
Yeah. So the two of you now have a string on a god, so you're off to a really good start.
Yeah. All I did was block the one.
I think she's going to promise you something she thinks you want. And you're asking, you at the moment want access to this spring.
I mean,
so I think that she's going to interpret that as like that is your goal. So she kind of smiles a little bit bemusedly and says, "Mortal, I have never met any of you who shows so little fear. I respect that."
Oh, well, how many of us do you meet on a regular basis? On a hot day as hot as this, at a spring as nice as this?
Meet, strangle, swallow whole. It depends on how you define meat. But you can use this spring anytime you want.
Oh, my thanks. I'm sorry you still have me at a disadvantage. May I have your name?
Well, tell me you've never heard of Naga, the great snake goddess of the ocean.
Oh, I've heard of you. I just story is pale in comparison to what's before me.
And they do, she's shimmering and moving, like that very, sensuous back and forth sway. And as you're a little mesmerized, I think this is when Freyja comes along.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend Dominique is staring intently at Naga, just openly, like she's not hiding. She's just kind of like, and Naga seems perfectly okay that she's there.
Yeah.
And I am very obviously half dressed, so
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah,
it's hot.
Dominique is wearing only a wet shirt. So, yeah, how do you react to this?
Yeah, I was trying to think that myself. Yeah, I think honestly, I kind of call out. I'm because of course I'm still hiding in the bushes like an adult.
Yep.
I call out Albert to see if because he knows women better than me. to see if like I can't get a little bit of his advice on figuring out exactly what is going on here. I am personally trying to read Naga, and see, because I'm personally not really certain like whether this is a like Dominique is going to be Eden, or in what sense of that word.
Yeah. I managed the entire that entire like her talking without saying that exact term, but someone had to. Nice. Okay. Right. So you are trying to figure out a person.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to do that. Does your
Wit.
eerie companion help with that?
Yeah, because he knows people better than me. Like I'm not a people person. Albert is.
Spectral eel, obviously. Better sense of what it's like to be human.
Yeah, basically, I get a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you get to ask 2 questions from the list below, and also one of your whispered secret questions.
No, that's if I'm
Oh
in
wait,
a fight.
that's a physical conflict. That's right. Cool. So just from the figure out person list.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. What are your feelings towards Dominique?
Curiosity, I think, is the main one.
And how could I get you to not smite Dominique like the impotent mortal she is?
Not smite Dominique. If you like come out of hiding and convince Dominique to leave, I think that would do it. Eventually, like right now, the mood is very friendly between them, but like sooner or later, Naga is a capricious god, and she's likely to get impatient. And 9-foot snake woman, you don't really want to annoy a person like that.
Yeah, I say, okay, Albert, I thank you for the advice. I can handle this. and he kind of nods and kind of retreats back into my head. Sorry.
So what do you do?
I kind of stumble out of the woods, and then I take on a very pointed look of trying to look very surprised with the situation, like, Dominique and Lady Naga, I certainly did not expect to encounter the two of you out here this afternoon. And I kind of bow a little towards her.
I'm very surprised by this. Oh, hey, Freyja. Great seeing. What?
Yeah, and Freyja's just mysteriously dressed in her like nice dress, like for some reason, while wandering through the woods.
Why are you out here so early? It's ungodly hot. Do you want? I mean, I'd offer you to join us in swimming, but I think it's not my place.
Naga's tail goes from that like slow motion to kind of thrashing, and yeah, probably not a good idea. Like the water is definitely it's not quite waves like on an ocean, but there's definitely a lot of movement to the water now. Like it's sloshing back and forth like small waves.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
Well, it's like she's looking back and forth between Freyja and Naga, and the tail is a bit disconcerting now. Before it was like, that was fun. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope to swim with you again sometime.
She nods. Well, I have promised you the use of this spring, whether I'm here or not. So, I hope to see you here again. And she just kind of dives into the water, and you can see her just swimming kind of lazily in circles beneath the water.
I kind of
I'm like, what did you do? So I'm like dejectedly going to get dressed.
I kind of am like very hurriedly like picking up Dominique's clothes and throwing them at her, and kind of trying to very subtly like gesture like, hey, let's go.
You just got it. What? Fine. What are you doing out here? Like once we like get out of the car, what are you doing out here? Like I'm at least on my way back.
I was on my way to have a chat with you. How are you doing, Dominique?
A chat with me.
You live out here in the woods.
No! I would never.
But you know who does? I think our beast probably lives pretty close to these woods.
I would never.
And,
I will certainly do. I have this nice little cave and everything.
Yeah, and they're passing by your cave, like arguing and.
Oh, Emeria! That's who I was out to see. Emeria, right? I'm sorry. It's just such a hot day that I lost track of, and you know, the encounter with Naga, that was certainly unexpected.
I know it was. It was quite pleasant up until.
Yes, you did make things a bit awkward.
What? Excuse? How dare you?
I'm sorry, did you say, Bethany, they're passing by my cave at this point?
They're passing by your cave, yeah. You can hear their voices
I-
like echoing off the walls.
I think I emerge, dragging the partially. Let me know if this is too far. The partially recovered body of giant hog that I've hunted this morning, and I'm just like covered in mess. And I say, "Why are you all making such a fuss? It's too early for you little livers to be out of the bed."
I was on my way home, and I took a swim. And then Freyja showed up and ruined everything. How are you this morning?
Well, covered. I thought that was a little obvious. Maybe I should shower. Where did you shower? I can never find a good spring around here.
I mean, there's a great one, but it's currently occupied. And I don't know if you want to go disturb her peace right now.
Oh, there's a lady that has this pool. Was it in her arms tonight?
No, sadly. I mean, I only met her this morning. But well, you know, things were going swimmingly, and then Freyja stumbled upon us. Yeah, I mean, she's just a sea goddess. Like, come on.
You're muted.
You're
Steven.
muted.
You're muted, Steven.
It doesn't matter. I was largely just talking in in nonsensical single syllables there in response to that.
Like, we were getting at least.
So, Freyja, how do you feel about this? Like, you know, Dominique just stumbled into the pool of the goddess that you have been quietly spying on for weeks now, and like was just talking to her while mostly naked. And what's up with that?
Yeah, no, I certainly have thoughts about that. But no, there's a certain amount of jealousy here, but I did notice that the two of you seem to, and this is just what I overheard as I was walking up to the spring. The two of you seem to have a certain repartee, if you will.
I mean, that's par for the course for me. I'm very charming, as you may have figured out.
Yes. Charming, as you call it. I'm just unnecessarily talking with air quotes here because not that she doesn't think you're charming, just that like, charming, an interesting intellectual construct.
Just a thing. The minute you drop the word intellectual in a conversation, Emeria just like knits her brow and it's like, okay, this is one of those times where they're saying things, but they're not saying what they mean. And she's gonna try to figure you out. She just got the notion that something's off here.
That's fair. That is very fair. I think if you had not gotten that notion, then there would be problems.
Natural 10.
Nice.
Oh wait, it's plus wit. I'm terrible with wit.
I
So
know.
it's a 9.
You get to ask one. You ask two, they ask one.
Well, it's pretty straightforward. What are your feelings towards the sea goddess? And what do you hope to get from Dominique?
Oh yeah, those are actually exactly what I was the latter I was going to get to. Uh, no, I definitely have the hots for her. And from Dominique, I was really like either that she would either to try to get her to be my wing woman within in this situation, or to sort of be the I'm forgetting that play, but the one in which one character writes romantic
Siriano.
dialogue for the other.
Siriano de Bergerac.
Yes, that's it.
However it's pronounced.
Like those are the two real kind of top scenarios in my head at the moment.
All right, I somehow get that. I love these figure out moves.
So wait,
What are you gonna ask me?
Yeah, I guess because I might as well form the posse here. How could I get you to be my wing woman?
I mean, like I said in chat, I'm already a wing woman, like 30%.
Yeah, but in
Just get
the
me.
figurative sense here.
All right. Prove your passion to me by battling Dominique into submission.
I mean,
Wow.
Very well. I guess I get this sense from you that we have that unspoken moment of communion as the two of us meet eyes. And then I just take off my glove because of course I'm wearing gloves in the middle of the woods.
I mean,
Yeah, and I just kind of I think you are being lacking in respect to the lady, and I slap you across the face with my glove.
Oh, okay. If that's how you wish to go, Freyja.
So, Dominique, you're
Yeah.
gonna be goaded into a fight here.
Is that an official challenge?
I guess
Freyja?
I am going to I am fucking spending a string on you to goad you into a fight here.
Oh, that's not difficult. No problem. I was just like, are you challenging me to a duel? Yeah, I mean, you just slapped me with a glove. That's the classic thing among my circles. If so,
I've read
accept.
several books on dueling. I'm fairly certain this is how it is done.
Very well, I accept. It is early. It's early enough to get some good exercise in. No problem.
Fight!
How exactly are like duels between characters handled in this situation?
Fucking we know.
I am not sure. Let me see. I'm looking at these things.
Because I feel like this is a game that needs rules for like two
It
characters
needs
dueling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, sword is literally in the title. So.
Yeah. So I think
it's a lot of fight rolls, I guess, which seems boring. But
yeah.
luckily we have playbook moves.
You do have playbook moves. If you have playbook moves for this, okay. I guess I'm thinking of the previous version where like fighting, like if you're fighting, it depends on what you're fighting or why you're fighting and what your aim is, whether you actually roll fight or defy danger or whatever. So what is your aim here?
I mean, I guess my aim here is to convince Emeria of my love for a non-present fourth party.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay, we are definitely stretching the intended use of these moves, which is good.
I mean, we're thirsty sword lesbians. This comes with the territory.
There needs to be a duel, another PC move.
All right. Well, what are you? You set forth the challenge. What shall the rules be? To first touch, to yield?
What? No, that's stupid. That's February people talk.
This
First
is.
touch.
I'm
That's
sorry.
gonna be touch all the time.
Emeria, Freyja challenged me to a duel, so we have to follow the proper standards.
All right. We're gonna use Wild Hog rules.
What? No, you are not involved in the duel. You don't get to set the standards.
What? Of course I do. I'm the only person that's not, and I've studied this. People told me about this. I'm an
I'm the actual-
impartial observer.
I'm the duelist here. The only ones that decide on this are the challenged or the challenger.
And you're
I
always
think
talking stuff.
I'm just sort of looking like in disbelief, like because I didn't realize I was jumping into like apparently Emeria making this into like a mud wrestling competition.
There was never any other way.
You know,
But I
there's the
think-
spring nearby where you could probably find some mud.
Oh my god, this is turning into like a Mortal Kombat backsetting here. It's like there's a snake goddess behind us. But yeah, Mir
I have
makes
no
this point.
problem
It's like, no.
If Freyja wants to wrestle me, I have no problem. I don't wish to, stab you. You are a friend of mine.
Yeah, right.
But like, I mean, a first cut, that's easy for me to do. I'm very good with a sword.
Yes, that's my point. You're not gonna talk your way out of this one. You know how to use swords. You shouldn't say the rules has to be using swords. Freyja's not gonna say that the rules is your eels have to battle each other.
Well, she is the one that brought up studying duels, so I'm not. Look, I don't know what you think, Emeria, but I'm clearly accepting the challenge.
I suppose if
All right,
if
fuck it. I just like grab you in a headlock.
okay.
It's like, is
I
this
think-
what you
I
want,
think-
Emeria?
Yeah, I think this is. I think honestly, I have to admit, I am probably going to lose this wrestling match. Just in terms of positioning, I'm free to admit that. I think that, however, I will during this conflict with you try to just fucking read you.
I mean,
Like
it's
at
not
the
about
very
winning.
least. Yeah, at the very least, I am going to learn something about you from this fight.
Also,
Excellent.
try to show your passion. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm putting up a fight. I just know that I just know both in character and out of character that I am definitely going to lose.
Okay, but yeah, that's Emeria didn't tell you had to win. Just that you had to convince her of your passion, and you were also trying to figure out a person here. I don't know that you would roll to. I think that is for Luiz to decide whether Emeria is convinced or not. But you can certainly roll to figure out a person. As she has you in a headlock and is like, pinning you down in the mud.
Yeah, so that's an 8. So I do get 2, and I get an extra because now we are engaged in in combat.
It says if you are in a physical combat, you will get your playbook will give you 2 additional questions you may ask.
Yep.
Yes.
Not that you will get an
No.
extra
Yeah.
question.
No. I know. Sorry.
Okay.
I just meant that I get 2 extra options.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, oh, it's not all right. It's not unique. Okay.
Yeah, it seems
I thought I was like,
you get
ooh, it's unique.
to ask one of your playbook questions in addition to.
In addition to even on a miss.
Yeah, you say you
Yeah.
may additionally ask one of these questions even on a miss.
So yes, you do get an extra.
Yeah.
Even
What
it's
makes you
phrased-
insecure?
Oh.
Because like I'm not winning the physical game here.
I never thought of that. Oh, geez. Can we come back to that while I think it over?
Okay.
I'm trying. like unless people have good ideas, because like clearly gods don't. Clearly, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you
I think
have
Valeria is probably like the most on the nose thing. That are like, it's like the Darkwing Duck Gizmo Duck relationship, like
like
being compared to Valeria the Red.
You feel inferior to her?
I mean, yeah, it's a rivalry, so yes.
Yeah, I think during this fight, I just kind of go for the. This is going into some toxic bullshit, but I just kind of shout out at you as we're wrestling, like, the reason you've never been able to maintain a relationship is because the one person you care about doesn't want you in return.
Wow.
Oh. Oh. Wow. You didn't even ask the other two questions and you go straight to that, huh?
Dominique, was that a staggering emotional blow?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it fucking is.
You don't have any conditions. So what is suffer option for 0 to 3 conditions? Yeah, you get to pick one of those.
Interesting. I got another move, but I don't think it makes sense right now. Wow.
It's like they didn't anticipate this scenario for some reason.
Immediate PC versus PC conflict. Yeah, I think
that descends into judging each other for our relationship habits.
Yeah. Hey, we wanted melodrama.
Ugh, damn it. That didn't help. Nope, wrong thing. Let's see. I gotta read my playbook move about suffering. If it didn't figure out whether it makes sense. Enter the scene. Additionally, any NPC becomes no. Well,
I mean, we're wrestling while this is happening.
Okay. All right. So let's go for it just because I have the move. Rip. When you suffer, regardless of the result, you may declare that your clothes were damaged and are nearly indecent now. For the remainder of the scene, when you roll a 10 plus on any move against an NPC, you may declare they have also become smitten with you. Additionally, any PC who becomes smitten with you during the remainder of the scene may mark XP. So, as like I'm totally stunned, and like at this moment, you're like, I got a moment, and like try to twist, and the blouse totally like rips open. I was like,
no, it's when you roll a 10th. Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's
now I see.
For the remainder of the scene.
I was getting confused by that. Okay.
But if either of you want to become smitten with me because I'm now nearly indecent in fighting in the mud, you get XP.
I totally will, but I think you also pick one of the conditions on top of that.
Is it, or is it instead?
Yeah.
Of?
It says regardless of the result.
Regardless of the result, you may declare. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so no problem. 0 to 3 conditions, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Who's my arm? Hold on. I think obviously what makes sense is I hesitate or stagger, and the opposition gains the opportunity, which leads to the tearing of the clothes.
Yeah.
I actually managed to flip you onto your back, I guess.
Yeah, you totally do.
You distracted her.
You still have 2 other questions to ask.
What was that about being sure you would lose?
I mean, I didn't expect to be able to like act. I didn't realize I could actually like that like
emotionally manipulate me.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a thing you've learned about her.
I seriously believe that would be a thing.
You absolute bitch.
So what are your other questions?
I guess. Man, I'm. So the Emeria becoming smitten is a thing now, right?
Not right now. In a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess I kind of want, because you're putting up with this fight, and Emeria is watching, and we're almost doing this for her as an audience at this point.
I mean, it's not for her anymore after what you said.
What are your feelings towards Emeria?
Oh wait, no, I'm smitten with her, I think, right?
You are?
Yeah, with
you
my
have
bond.
been, at least.
Yeah, I was smitten with you, and that got replaced with Emeria, so
Well, you're smitten. So what
Oh, yeah.
exactly does your I guess kind of build on that then, because like we know you're smitten.
yeah. I mean, like, we the players know, but like the characters don't know,
Fair. Okay.
right? Is
Oh
that how
yeah,
it works?
okay, sure.
Yeah.
I think I totally get a shot of we totally get a shot of me noticing you staring at Emeria instead of engaging in the fight at some point.
Yeah, she's trying to show off for Emeria, right? Like, I mean, Emeria
Yeah,
has
like
asked you to mud wrestle, so this
Is
is,
Emeria impressed with me?
yeah.
Right? And
What do you love what do you love most?
well, adventure. Like, I love, well, I guess thrill seeking. Being in like the heat of it.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
And I get to ask one as well, right?
Yes.
Do I get to also ask one from my playbook?
Let me
You are in
see.
physical combat.
Because it says they ask one if you are in physical combat, your playbook.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
when you
guess
figure
it could
out
be read both ways.
a person during a physical
okay.
conflict. So it's when you actually carry out the action.
All right. Good, because neither of these two really make sense other than where did you learn to fight? Which may have been, I didn't. I don't know. Watching you.
I read about it.
What do you hope to get from this? What do you hope to get from pissing me off like that?
I guess this is kind of ended up being a very like roundabout and counterproductive. I'm trying to get Emeria's help as a wing woman.
So yeah.
And all the poor decisions we've made in this one scene alone. Well, I've made, I should really say.
Well, so like, yeah, we're like wrestling.
I think myself and Emeria, we've been making the poor decisions, and Dominique has just kind of been here.
Been reacting to them.
Yeah.
So, Dominique, what do you do that, or what do you do that like finally attracts Emeria's attention that she becomes smitten with you?
Oh, I don't know. But like I was planning on, I was like, this is okay. I don't know if there's like, if you want the goddess so much, why don't you woman up and go talk to her instead of skulking in the shadows like a coward? And I'm using my move Heat of the Moment.
Respect that.
Yeah. When I taunt someone into a course of action, roll plus daring. So I get to roll.
So what is the course of action here?
I
Or
think
is that part of the
like,
move?
Woman up and go
Talk
actually.
to her.
Okay.
Talk to Naga. Yeah. I think seeing Dominique like clothes torn, covered in mud, and angry, and I think Dominique is not a person who usually gets angry because she's so on top of her shit. It gets to Emeria. It's like, oh, there's an animal in there.
All right. I got an 8. So roll plus daring. I did not spend a string. So 10 plus 7 or 9. PCs mark XP if they do it. Take a condition if they don't. 7 or 9, they choose 1. So if you do it, you get to mark XP. If you don't, you mark a condition. Wait, is this phrased properly? Written? Am I reading it right?
That sounds right.
I'm wrong playbook.
But then they choose one. I guess one of those 2 options.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay. So the XP if you do a condition, if you don't, and then you get to choose one of the 2 options.
No, I think the first one doesn't have any options. It's just they do it or they get a condition. The second one is options. No XP involved.
Yeah, but that's not
yeah,
how it's written.
yeah.
Oh.
It's a 10 plus. They mark XP if they do it, and they take a condition if they don't. 7 to 9, they choose one of those 2 options.
Okay. That's not laid out well.
No, there's too many different things in that one move.
I think it's because I'm used to having the NPC choices completely separate from the PC choices rather than written in the same paragraph.
Yeah. I'll put some
create an opportunity.
Returns in there.
They choose 1. Create an opportunity for you or your allies. They give you a string on them. These are you may choose to treat a 7 or 9 result as a 10 plus, but if you do, you must defy danger or become smitten with the target. I'm not going to deal with that.
Okay, so
you choose
Freyja gets
create an opportunity for me or my allies, or give me a string. The trigger of this move sounded better than what it ended up being. Really, like, the 10 plus should be both mark XP if they do it and take a condition if they don't. And the 7 or 9 should be choose one of those.
Yeah, that seems like
that's
the way I was reading it at first too.
You're muted, Steven.
Sorry, it might be that was intended. The 7 to 9 is for an NPC.
Yeah, but it's doesn't say that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because I can see how it can work. Like if you're in it, you know, if this was against an NPC, sure, creating an opportunity for the allies.
Yeah.
Easy. But no. Even then, it's phrased improperly because they choose 1, and if you're reading it from like your perspective, create an opportunity for you or your allies is from the self.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It seems almost that's what that's a choice for NPCs, and that they left out what a 7 to 9 does for PCs.
Well, I don't know.
But yeah.
The way I'm reading it is that what's making it confusing is that it has 2 different currencies here. Like 10 plus deals with XP, and 7-9 deals with strings. Like they're basically the same thing, but on 7 through 9, you can choose whether to give a string or to do what they want, and on a 10 plus, you can do what they want to get XP or take a condition if you don't. It's just too many currencies in one move, I think.
Yeah, but like 7 or 9 doesn't have anything to do with them doing it.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Is like,
so it's
usually
like
7 to 9, it succeeds in some way, but this one it's like they don't do it, but they do one of these other things instead. I don't know. How does I guess we can resolve it, you know, more in fiction here. So Freyja, what would you do about this? What are your are you convinced to go talk to Naga by this?
I mean, yeah, that's one of the things I was going to suggest, that I can certainly do it even without the offer of XP on the 7 to 9. Because I do agree that this move is a little bit wonky the way it's written.
Yeah. And I can't even imagine how me defying danger makes sense to bump it up to a 10.
Yeah, that's kind of an.
I mean, the defy danger in this case seems a very low stakes defy danger because the only consequence is that you become smitten.
Yeah. Which would be fun because like I liked you, now I like you again.
Yeah, there's too many currencies in this move. There's smitten, there's strings, there's XP, there's conditions. It
should really just be the XP or the condition. 10 plus both, 7 or 9, one or the other.
That makes sense.
For
yeah.
PCs. NPCs should be a different thing altogether. Because it sort of reads like the Mask's move of provoke.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So just for for this particular time that we're using this move, are you saying it does convince you to go talk to Naga, or is it? Does it convince you to do it right now, or does it convince you that like you should do it next time you have a good opportunity?
You're muted.
I mean, I'm being taunted into a course of action. I feel like it's that I should go talk right now.
Okay.
All
yeah.
Right. So I think the mechanics would be me getting the string.
Yeah, I think so.
So if you're cool with that.
Sure.
All right. So yeah.
And I'll say your determination to talk to Naga right now inspires me to be your wing woman.
Awesome.
Like, I don't even know mechanically how that works, but I'm just glad that that's happening.
Yeah. So, Emeria, do you just like go along with her to?
As you start walking away, Emeria, I'm like, are you gonna help me up?
Yeah, I'll walk you there, you little weakling. And then just like wrap an arm around your waist.
No. Are you going to help me up? As like her shirt is torn, and she's smitten with you, and she's giving you a look.
Oh, well, I'm smitten with her. So how are we gonna play this out?
Yeah, we're both smitten with each other. So like, I am trying to entice you.
First of all,
all right. Because there's this one move that says, "Oh, go ahead."
Before we resolve the enticing, what are your answers to your smitten questions, both of you?
Where are the questions?
They are
under the move smitten.
Yeah.
Smitten. When you become smitten with someone,
well, mine is
say why and answer the questions demanded by your playbook.
These questions should really be on the playbooks themselves.
They should, yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
So the swashbuckler, which I should have done at the beginning. Why would your romance never last?
I mean,
can't take you to restaurants.
I mean, because
no,
you'd probably want me to settle down. I just can't do that.
Yeah, predatory birds mate for life.
Yeah, no, I don't. All right, and your question?
What have you done that you are sure they view as uncouth? I mean, what haven't I done that you view as uncouth? Just, like, you're very much about dueling and all that, and just had no mud fight.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What's that?
Sorry.
Yeah, I just said that. I just said that you very much care about dueling and being swashbuckly, and I'm just like, no, just be straightforward with your feelings and grapple your friends in the mud. And that's uncouth.
I mean, I'm into that too, so it's just duels are proper. All right then. Is there more to that?
Um,
Okay, so one question. Yeah, why are we asking these questions?
Because the move says to.
just
Yeah.
so you have something at stake, and like, you know, why it's purely a fictional complication.
Well, so as a playtesting note, for the recording, saying why makes complete sense, but like if you're routinely like getting smitten with the same person on and off, asking the same question over and over again would just get repetitive.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if we're supposed to be like Monster Heartsy, where we keep falling in and out of love with each other, or if it's supposed to be an important thing.
I mean, feels like my playbook is definitely all about constantly getting smitten with other people. So
Yeah, it seems like at least your playbook should maybe have multiple questions.
yeah. Or like, can you only be smitten with one person at a time?
It doesn't say anything about that, and like, given your playbook, I don't see that being the case.
Yeah. And other than that, what does smitten mean? Like, is there a mechanical effect?
Some moves have extra effects if a person is smitten.
Oh, right,
if you're
right,
smitten
right.
with someone. It's also just like when you declare that you're smitten with someone, it's basically like you saying like, "Hey, everybody, give us scenes together.
Yeah.
Put us into romantic put us into romantic or charged situations."
Okay, cool. Gotta write down smitten on the strings. All right, so should I roll the entice?
Yeah.
There's a boxcars with a +1. So 10 plus. Gain a string on them and they choose one from the list below.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing it. I'm gonna give in to desire.
Okay. So much for the wing woman, I guess.
Yeah. So like, you're kind of on your own, I guess.
But like, I mean,
yeah.
fictionally, like she was taunted and she's like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I think I walk off to help her for 1 second, and then I look back, and you're in the mud, and then it just we veil
Yeah,
it.
like, and I'm like, I do like the rollover lean as I like reach my hand up for help, and like there's just a breast.
We're upping us to PG-13 now.
Yeah. I was blocked earlier, so the fight got me heated, to say the least.
Well, you know, I mean, her cave is right there, convenient.
All right, so given to desires, is there a move other than finally kiss? It's not a dangerous situation, so.
No, I think it just
do you have a move?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's, unless is
And-
with the round work? No, okay, you're good.
Yeah, like for something called Thirsty Sword Lesbians, you think there'd be like an actual sex move?
Yeah. What?
Right?
No. When you give or receive emotional support via an intimate, no.
No, yeah, it does seem like a very, because I mean you could do that depending on the nature of this scenario.
I don't think either of us really needs emotional support. Is the
Yeah, you both seem pretty okay.
yeah,
we-
but I mean, you could also give emotional support to like give people XP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I will point out that you just suffered a very heavy emotional blow
That
with
is
that
true.
barb
That is
Freyja
true.
threw at you.
Your confidence has been shaken a bit.
That's true. So I guess the question is, do you want to offer me emotional support?
Yeah, I don't like having people being sad around me. Let's see if I can pierce your stone cold shell of a heart.
All right. So
But-
when you offer someone support in a way,
Are we gonna do this now, or are we gonna?
You
see
You haven't
Naga
gotten a lot
do it
of
first?
You haven't gotten a lot of
see the goddess
spotlight, so
more.
I'm free. Okay.
Yeah, let's see the goddess and spooky witch.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you go and go see the goddess, assuming she's still in the pool
Yeah,
without your wing woman?
I mean, look, Dominique dared me to, okay?
She
Okay?
did. She absolutely did.
Yeah, and I am going to use the most pissant use of commune with spirits. I'm going to just see if there are any, like, floating because I need to make certain this goes well. I'm gonna ask around see if there are any floating spirit entourage around. See if I can't get some info heading into this.
Okay. Yeah. You roll? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I kind of
ritual.
swipe up. I kind of swipe up the dirt with my fishbone sword. Raise a kind of cloud of dust that kind of shifting forms begin to take shape in.
Go ahead and roll with soul.
Oh, whoops. And that is an 8. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to forego for now setting up some mood lighting. Because I do have that, you can temporarily alter the spiritual nature of a place. And I was thinking of just using it to set up magic mood lighting. But yeah, I'm kind of asking around, seeing if there are any sort of particular gifts that a goddess might like. Well, that Naga might like.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've been spying on Naga, and you like she's a. I mean, God spirits kind of the same, kind of similar, I guess. Not really the same at all, but you probably have a pretty good idea of
And I get
the kind of
actually.
thing she likes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm asking what do you think she'd like?
Let's see. I'm just trying to think of something that I could actually get. Yeah, I think that because she is a being of the water, things like gemstones are very like they're not something they're like an exotic like yes what you land dwellers like gather up.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite enticing.
Okay. Shiny land objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so,
actually, I can mark conditions to just continue adding stuff. So yes, I'm very angry right now because of someone, and I'm just trying to shift the kind of mystical mood lighting of the place into a kind of receptive mood.
okay. So you have temporarily altered the spiritual nature of the place by giving it mood lighting, and you have learned something important from the spirits. You know that that water spirits like shiny land objects. So what Ariage option do you get here?
What was that?
Bottom of your move. Choose 2 from the above list. Oh, actually, you didn't need to mark a condition to choose 2.
No, I did. I marked a condition.
You didn't need to, though.
I didn't roll a 10.
That's fine. If scroll down to the bottom of that move there, which was hidden and I didn't realize it. 7 to 9. Choose 2 from the above list.
Oh,
but
okay.
Something goes
Never
awry.
Mind. Fuck it. I'm totally not aware of this. I'm just causing problems for out of character for myself here. I'm totally not aware of this, but I think that one of the spirits just hands me this brilliant necklace that is super nice looking. I don't know it's possessed by a spirit of the dead, but
You have this haunted necklace to give to the goddess.
what can go wrong? I mean, there we go. A fancy souls of the day, a fancy necklace and souls of the damned, Luiz.
Right. It is both of those things. So, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you find her. She's still in the pool. She is again swimming underwater, back and forth. You come up to like where you normally hide, and she can't see you yet.
I mean, I don't think actually I go to where I'm hiding this time. Like, I
Okay.
actually go down the actual path.
Okay. Even better. Yeah. So she doesn't. Well, she might know you're there, but she seems to be ignoring you right now. Just like kind of swimming back and forth underwater. Occasionally stopping to like do something, and it's hard to tell what, with like the actual spring part where the water comes up from the ground.
Hi, hello. I didn't get a chance to say much in the way of hello the last time when I because of my friend Dominique the last time I dropped around.
And it's almost like she doesn't swim at all. It's just suddenly she's there, tail in the water, swishing back and forth, and like the rest of her almost seeming to hover above the surface of the water, looking down at you. And she looks at you and she says, "You've said hello?"
Yeah, hello. Hello, Lady Naga. It's Freyja.
Freyja, nice. I suppose. Let's see. I'm trying to think of out of character. I'm trying to think of like what.
How exactly does a god deal with just
like
like
a person standing there looking awkward, and I think she holds out her hand towards you and says, "What have you brought me?"
Oh, right. Well, for a goddess as beautiful as yourself, I hope that this necklace offers even a fraction of your beauty.
She reaches out and takes it, but as she does, like her fingers sort of trail down your wrist and like hook under the necklace, and it's like it's if a human did this, it would be very obvious, even to Freyja, that this was like a come on. If a goddess does it, who knows?
Yeah,
She takes a necklace and she puts it over her head, and it's glistening there, this haunted necklace.
No, nothing bad will come of this, I'm sure. I make good decisions. No, I guess I kind of try to. I guess I kind of What do I say here?
She's just kind of waiting and watching, like, she knows you have something to say, because people who bring her gifts, in person like this, usually there's something they want.
Yeah, I guess I kind of allow my hand to stroke her hand back, and I say, there's nothing I wanted in exchange except to spend some time in appreciation of your beauty, and guess I'm gonna try to entice here.
Yep, that's exactly what you're doing.
And that is a 5.
Oh no.
So it turns out giving haunted necklaces to gods, poor decision.
Yeah. She seems to be listening at first, and then she jerks her hand back, reaches and tears the necklace off, and flings it away from her. And the tail lashes back and forth, and the waves in this pool do start to look like ocean waves, and she's just towering over you, looks down at you. You thought that you could. What were you trying to do? You thought you could possess me with a spirit? Next time, bring a real spirit. This was just a human. And a wave of water comes up, goes over you, pulls back in, and you find yourself underwater in this pool.
Yeah, I guess Man, this went south fast. Yeah, I'm gonna try to thrash and thrash free of the pool. If perhaps I can try to drag or swim myself out somehow.
I think that's defy danger. Probably. What are the?
Feel like grace?
That seems, yeah. Let's go with grace.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay. Let me look at defy danger here. Well, you don't do it with style, but you're flailing around in the water trying to dodge a very long snake tail. You wouldn't do it with style. That would be very difficult to do. GM offers a hard choice or success at a cost. You can get away. And you can run away and you'll be fine. But you're going to leave her believing that you tried a really bizarre and ineffective assassination attempt.
God damn it! No, I'm just gonna declare smitten for Naga, and I am. I mean, this is definitely a period. This is definitely a period of tension. I'm gonna try to kiss her.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, I know technically the danger is the person I'm trying to kiss, but I do want the +1 ongoing.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the +1 should protect each other. She's not trying to protect you at all.
To get to safety. I do get +1 ongoing to get to safety as well.
Okay. Yeah. What do you even? Okay, you're going to try.
You could you could always do the influence with a string stuff, right?
Yeah, I could do
You
that.
do have that.
Yeah, I guess I know her to a degree from our history and my spying on her, and I
So I think you're trying to. Are you trying to entice her again? I think you're gonna have to make a roll to kiss her.
I forgot I could spend strings on this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. You can, and I think you have still. You may still have a. Do you still have?
Yeah, I do still have a string on her.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm. See, where does it say the rule? Like, how much does spending a string get you?
So. Okay.
Oh, okay. Offer them an XP to do something, or whatever the NPC version of that is. Find out what it will take to get them to do what you want. Add one to your roll against them after rolling. Add or subtract one from any roll they make after rolling. Each character may only spend one string to add or subtract from a given roll.
So it's going to be one of those two middle ones since she's an NPC. You can just find out what it'll take to them, or what it will take to get them to do what you want, or you can roll against them. And I think it's, I don't know, is this defy danger or is this entice? I think this is defy danger with heart.
Okay. Sure. What I'm good at. Hey, it's a 10.
Okay then.
This is always the solution when you're drowning.
Is to kiss the person trying to drown you. Yeah. Excellent. You managed to dodge this tail. The water like surrounds you, and I think just as you're starting to like the darkness is starting to close in around your eyes because you just like you can't find the surface. The water keeps moving. A hand reaches down and like just grabs you and pulls you up out of the water. And you're very close to her, and she's looking you in the eye, and she says, "Why?"
And I just kind of blurt out, because I love you. I mean, other way, the thing I could have said there. Really?
No, that is what you had. Yeah. Okay. What is that? I think. Do you need to roll? I mean, you're right there. You can kiss her. And I think that like she's yeah.
Yeah,
she will let you.
Yeah, okay. I think this is probably where the scene comes to a close here.
Yep.
And I am smitten now, so let's flip over to the questions.
Oh yeah. Okay. You are smitten, and you're making out with a giant snake woman in a pool.
Yep.
So in answer to your question,
this is my plan from the moment I made this character.
So this is like a really good this is I think a good place to leave that side of things. But what is your question?
Yeah, well, first of all, the why is that she is powerful and confident in a way that I do not believe I could ever be. And for the spooky witch, it is, what obvious thing about you are you sure would make them reject you?
Yeah, that's a good question in this case.
Yeah, I think that I'm just gonna go a little dark here, and my humanity.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to give up some part of my humanity to make myself something she would actually like, not just inevitably like discard or destroy.
Yeah, that is dark and also completely accurate. But for right now, even with this thought in the back of your mind, kind of, bringing the moment down a little bit, you are making out with a giant snake woman in a pool. So I think that like the little fade to black on those two, and our. So did Emeria and Dominique, did you are you going to do that emotionally support thing, or is
might be a
this
sweet point to end up? Might be a sweet spot to end the session.
Cool. Well, if you were supporting Dominique and trying to help her get her confidence back after Freyja gave her that terrible blow of reality, go ahead and roll.
So you roll heart or soul if you spend a string. Soul +3 if you spend a string.
I'm going to shoot for the moon here. I'm going to spend my string.
All right.
Cool.
And I think we're lying down on this beautiful nest that I've made for myself inside the cave out of branches and leaves and furs and stuff. And I rolled a 9 on the dice, +1 +3. So that's 3 sweets and plus.
Yeah. Well, if they open up to you, they choose one from the below, and you choose one or take a string on them.
All right. So I guess the good question is,
so you get an additional option.
What's the we're both smitten, so what's the how is the emotional support provided, given? Like is there anything said?
Yeah, Emeria is not the best with words, but I think she says, Freyja owned you really hard out there. Are you okay?
Wow.
Not the best with words. Yeah.
Really, really not. Oh,
but she has very kind eyes as she says it. She's very candid about it.
All right, let's move you. And I've seen you at your most bestial. So okay, so you're just, damn it, Emeria, you've gotta learn a little bit more about tact. It's not the best way to ask me about that. But I think I'll be fine. She's but she really stabbed me in the back with that. It's like sliding a dirk in between somebody's ribs. It's look, things are complicated with Valeria and me, so that's we don't need to deal or talk about her, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine. These furs are amazing. So what do you think?
Saying.
Huh? Oh, okay,
we have a saying on Feather Death Island that a bird that's carrying a heavy weight can't fly very far. If you have something that's weighing you down, you need to let it go.
No, there's nothing weighing me down. I'm perfectly fine. I think I don't open up to you. That's the
You
way.
briefly started too, but
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
think
hurt
that's
about
actually.
that.
I think that's actually an interesting choice too. Like, because
Yeah,
it's
I love it.
hurtful for both of us, probably.
You end up just insulting each other when.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to, but I'm like, look, I'm here with you. This is wonderful. What could
You
be
keep
holding
saying
what could be holding me down when I'm with you? Unless you're holding me
you
down.
keep saying oh.
And that's what she
You
totally
keep
tries
saying
to
things that
expect.
I know. You keep saying things that I know you don't mean. Why aren't you ever honest and straightforward when you speak?
I'm nothing but straightforward when I've got a goal to accomplish.
Oh, so I'm a goal?
That's not what I said. It was twisting my words.
I want you to leave my nest now.
Okay. Oh. All right.
And I'm angry.
Yeah, you definitely ended up having the marking condition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not smitten with you anymore. You're mean.
I was just like, look, baby, things are great between us. Why do we have to
Well,
talk
in and
about
out of
somebody
love
else?
in one morning. Dominique, for the third time this morning, you get dressed.
Seriously.
Start on your way home.
Could adjust my blouse, tie it up.
I think we can just leave it there.
Yeah, I think that's like a very good.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
leave. It's like I think you should leave now. Like, yeah, that's fair. You say so. As you wish.